In this new year, honey, we are on a divine mandate to release all that does not serve so that we can receive all that we deserve. My goodness. Welcome back to Healed Women. We are a growing, thriving community of believers, no longer just the sisterhood, okay? Holy Spirit has been telling me that we need to include the kings in this conversation. So kings, you are absolutely welcome, okay? And if you're on fire for the two things that we're on fire for, even better, okay? Healed Woman, what started off as a growing, thriving community of women, we are now a growing, thriving community of believers, okay? Of spiritual warriors on fire for two things. One, we are dedicated to becoming believers, okay, of extraordinary faith, worth, and valor. And two, we are absolutely overcoming toxic mindsets as it relates to love, dating, and relationships through Christ-centered recovery, okay? And we've also expanded to start talking about marriage, and oh my goodness, the Lord is doing so many wonderful things. Today, I really wanted to encourage you before the clock strikes 12, okay? Before we have this major, holiday reset, or before we really step into this brand new calendar year, I really wanted to, Holy Spirit was really impressing upon my spirit to deliver an encouraging word to just release. Release what does not serve you, my dear, my king, my queen, so that you can receive, or so that you can allow room, okay, to receive all that you deserve and more, all that the Lord has for you and more, okay? You've got to release the pain and bitterness so that you can receive joy and beauty for ashes, okay? You've got to release the old so that you can make room for the new, okay? You've got to release things that no longer serve you, those toxic mindsets we were speaking of, okay? So that you can receive fresh lenses, a fresh vision for the new year, for this new season, okay? A couple videos ago, or recently, I posted a video, step into 2023 with this mindset of do not allow, the passage of time to dictate things that the Lord has been speaking to you about, okay? The Lord is taking us into a new season. It's not just a new year. It's not just the beginning of a new month. I mean, in the physical, yes, but in the spiritual, honey, it's just an ongoing series of seasons, okay? Allow the Lord to renew your mind. Allow the Lord to renew your vision in this season, okay? And in order to do that, honey, he's got to strip and prune and process. He's got to take some things away so that you have room to receive. You've got to make room to receive in this season, okay, my dear? So you're going to have to release the pain so that you can make room for purpose, okay? Purpose is birth through pain. It is birth through pain, but you cannot hold on to it expecting to walk into all that the Lord has for you. You're going to have to release that pain, release the hurt, release the things that brought you to this point so that you can even receive the new that comes through walking in purpose. You're going to have to release the things that you thought you understood, or you thought you knew about love or relationships or dating or career or finances, or however this word applies to you, so that you can walk in the new thing that God has been speaking to you about, so that you are no longer hindered or impeded by your past, by who you used to be, so that you can walk in all you were meant to be. And this is not just the year to do that. This is the season, the time of your life now, okay? Right now, you can start to release so that you can receive, okay? You need to release the hurt so that you can experience joy. You've got to release the negativity and being or operating out of a pessimistic mentality so that you can even learn to operate in a positive, optimistic mentality, okay? You cannot hold on to both positivity and negativity and expect one to dominate the other. You've got to release that, my dear. You have to learn to release things that do not serve you, mindsets that do not, that do not support the person that you are becoming, that do not support your spiritual evolution, so that you can become that person, so that you can step into those new shoes, into those new garments, into that new clothes that the Lord has for you, waiting on the other side of release, waiting on the other side of releasing, okay? It is so important that we are creating room in this new season. It is so important that we are being more intentional about the things that we are leaving behind in 2022, okay, or leaving behind in our former season, and allowing, more space for bigger and better and God-inspired, okay, God-inspired, spirit-led ambitions and projects and purpose, okay, and all the things that he has been speaking to his children. You've got to make room for the new. You have to allow the Holy Spirit to guide you in this release, in this divine release, so that you can receive God is always pouring out blessings on his children. But if your hands are full, honey, if your hands are full, I can't even show my hands right now. If your hands are full, full of things that do not serve, that are heavy, that's baggage, that's unnecessary weight, how in the world can you expect to receive something beneficial, beautiful, new, okay? If you don't even have room. That's why the Lord has been stripping, removing, okay? He's been uprooting a lot of his children in this season so that we can receive, so that we can thrive, so that we can blossom, so that we can move forward into all that he has for us. But you have got to let go. And what better time, than a calendar reset, to let go, to start over, to start afresh, anew. What better time? Today, you can start today, whenever you watch this video, whether it was at the top of the year or a week in, it's a season, honey. It's not dictated by calendars, okay? You've got to release, my dear, okay? Release the bitterness, release the bitterness of how things did not work out or did not play out so that you can receive forgiveness, so that you can receive healing, okay? So that you can receive fresh insight, okay? You've got to release the bitterness and the disappointment and the discontentment so that you can even see the beauty in the wait, see the good in goodbye. Come on, so that you can see the purpose in the pain, so that you can see why you were called to those things, why you had to go through certain situations, okay? You won't be bitter about it once you understand that it was steeped in purpose. You won't be bitter about it once you understand that it is serving who you are becoming. And you have to release that so that you can start to make sense of what the Holy Spirit is telling you in this season, okay? Release the toxicity so that you can experience health. I mean, come on. Come on, Holy Spirit. That's good. Release toxicity so that you can experience health. Release the need to be busy so that you can receive the blessing of productivity. My goodness, you better carry this word, Holy Spirit. Release the need to just be a busybody so that you can actually walk in being productive and not just busy. Release the need to always be doing something and receive divine rest. Receive divine rest, which is not doing nothing, although it can be. Sometimes it looks like God tells us to do nothing, even though we need to be fighting, working, hustling, grinding. He's just like, no, my daughter, no, my son, I got this. Where did the Lord rest? In the New Testament, there was a popular story of a very uncanny time that the Lord decided to rest, that Jesus decided to rest. In the middle of a storm. Jesus decided to not get a pillow, but get some sheets and blankets. And he's just like kicked back. And he was like, I'm going to rest. My Father will take care of this. My Father will calm the storm and tell the seas to obey. And I want you all to have that same level of confidence no matter what is going on in your life, that you can absolutely enter a place of divine rest despite the raging storm, despite the fierce famine, the fierce wilderness. God is always warring on your behalf. Release the need to be busy in the midst of a storm when he has told you to rest in his promises, to rest in his care, to rest in his provision, in his timing. Those are all places that you can rest in him, so that you can receive all that he has for you once he calms that storm, once he tells the waves to obey, once he calms the winds and tells them to stop raging. Because he will. He's already done it, hun, which means he's going to do it again, okay? Rest, my dear. You got to receive rest in this year if you even desire to walk in purpose, because even the Lord rested. Even the Lord rested, okay? So you've got to release some things in this season so that we can even make room, spiritual room, physical room, emotional, mental room to receive the new thing. God has absolutely been speaking about the new thing. Isaiah 43:18. Do you not perceive it? Do you not perceive it, my dear? You've got to forget the former, though. You've got to forget the former. And that includes releasing it. Releasing it, okay? Release the need to micromanage the miracle so that you can even steward over it properly. Release the need to micromanage the miracle so that you can allow God to prepare you to walk in it. Release the need to have your hand in every single pot and allow God to be the beginning and the end, the author and finisher of his work. Release the need to help God more than he has asked you to help him. Release the need to step ahead of him. There's a difference between stepping ahead of God or being disobedient and delaying yourself, okay? And stepping out on faith, okay? On faith, you have a spiritual urging, okay, that tells you this is something that the Holy Spirit wants me to do, no matter how, regardless of how ridiculous it looks, the Holy Spirit told me to do it, I'm gonna do it. And he said, jump, I'm gonna jump. But then there's moving ahead of him out of fear, out of anxiety, out of impatience, and that is where you begin to micromanage things so that they turn out the way that you want them to, and not releasing the Holy Spirit to do his work, to move in you, okay, to inspire you to do things. Release the need to micromanage the miracle. Release the expectation you have of how it's going to play out. Release it, my dear, so God can blow your mind. Release as you begin to walk into this new season confidently, spirit-led, okay? So that you can receive all that the Lord has for you. I promise you, he has so many beautiful things waiting on the other side of your ability to release things back into his care, release things back into the Creator's hands, okay? Release things back into the pilot's hands. He's the pilot managing this ship, okay? Steering this ship, flying this plane. Let him do his work, his wonders. I promise you, it's just as fun as co-pilot of your own life. So this, I pray, was an encouraging word as you're stepping into whatever new season you're about to embark on, whatever new journey you're about to embark on, whether it's at the beginning of the year or in the middle. Whenever you do catch this word, it is absolutely the right place and the right time for you, okay? So if you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought, if it inspired you, and I will see you on the other side of release. Okay, my dear?